So I'm going to do my best here, as my dad would say, to keep it in the fairway. I suppose I should introduce myself. For those I haven't had the opportunity to meet, my name is Matt Berry. I am Mike's best man. I'll take it. Which is really not that great an accomplishment given my competition here. And that I'm Mike's only brother. But I would be remiss if I didn't start this speech following in the footsteps of two of my cousins, Sean and Brett, actually. And that is, after the years, decades, if you will, of torment a younger brother must endure. It's quite comical that an older brother still decides to hand us the mic on one of the biggest days of their lives. But before I go too far down here, I do want to give some thank yous that are very much deserved. Thank you to Mr. and Mrs. Donash, as well as my parents. This evening, this weekend has been wonderful, so we thank you from the bottom of our hearts. So, best man speech. As any good millennial will do when you kind of go down the path of how do I write a best man speech, I went to Google. The perfect best man speech is what I looked up, and there's a lot of really good content out there. Unfortunately, just about all of it cost money, and I didn't really think it was worth it. So I'm going to stand up here and do my best, Mike. I may wing it, but I did find some of the cheap sites that were out there, and kind of the gist of it was that I'm supposed to stand up here, sing all of Mike's praises, tell you about all of his very positive attributes, but I have some more bad news. I'm a very terrible singer, and I definitely could not stand up here and lie in front of my aunt. So let's talk about mine and Mike's relationship just a little bit. Mike has been always a very influential person in my life, at times almost too influential. And let's talk about that for a second. Every year growing up, we always went to Marco Island, Florida to go visit my grandparents. And, all right, I'll take it. One year, I was old enough, maybe 6 or 7, but old enough to where my parents had trusted me to pack my own bag, a little carry-on backpack. And being that I had never packed a carry-on bag, I went to, of course, my very trusty and wise older brother, Mike. Mike, what do I do here? I've never done this before. Mike kind of gave me the basic advice, tips, whatever, but he did encourage me to do one thing, and that was to pack a small toy gun in my bag. And his narrative was something to the tune of, you can show Grandma, she would love to see it. And for anyone who knows my Grandma Kay, you nor I would have any idea why she'd want to see that. But sure enough, I packed it right up, off to where we went, and despite airport security in the 90s not being what it is today, it is still frowned upon to pack guns in your bag. So needless to say, it was a train wreck that was about to come about. I still feel so bad for my dad that day because he not only had to put up with an earful from TSA, I was also crying hysterically because I was so upset that my gun was being thrown away. So that's mine. But despite that, growing up with Mike was a joy. We overlapped in school twice, first in grade school and then in high school as well. I was a freshman, Mike was a senior. And Mike drove us to school each and every day in kind of a broken down Honda Accord, but it got us there. And at least twice a week, I would say Mike was on his way out the door and I was sound asleep, still in bed. And as many of you know, Mike is very patient, and I would laugh off his empty threats and couldn't believe me. I knew he never would do that, because that's Mike. And if you fast forward to my sophomore year, there's kind of a weird moment that sticks with you over the years, and that's when Mike had since gone off to school. I was now the only person in the house. And standing out for the first day, I was now waiting for my ride. I had to be up and on time. And just kind of a moment that stuck with me that I thought explained Mike's impact on me really well. It's just kind of a sense of growing up moment, because I never had my big brother here anymore to kind of look out for me and show me the way. But do we have any St. Viator Lions with us tonight? We do. Keep your hand up so we see who you are. Good. So this group of people is responsible for Mike's 15 minutes of fame by voting him prom king his senior year of high school. Now, Christina, I know this is one of your favorite stories, and I'm hoping I am hoping if we do one final round of applause, Mike will finally close the yearbook. So can I hear it for our 2007 St. Viator High School prom king, Mike Murray. Now, Mike, he's come a long way since his prom king days. He went on to the University of South Carolina. I knew that was coming. I planned that one in. Graduated, spent the first couple of years of his life in Richmond, Virginia, effectively putting his life on pause. He worked far more hours than he had slept, kind of paving the way for the future successes that he was going to have. And even in the past 2 years, he's worked full time. He's been getting his MBA in the evenings as well. And Mike truly is just one of the most driven, resilient individuals that I know. And it's just a joy to watch his accomplishments continue to grow over the years. Now, Mike eventually made his way back to Chicago, which was step one of him crossing paths with Christina. One fateful afternoon in the Wrigley Field bleachers. Now, there's a couple of rumors from there, but from what I have gathered, Mike was wearing a pair of white Oakley sunglasses, a Cubs tank top, and had a very burnt, sunburned nose, blisters even, because he had just played 72 holes of golf that weekend. But I'm so glad that it did, as it was step one of this beautiful relationship that has brought us here this evening. And now to the star of our show, Christina. Yeah! So Christina, the last time I was on stage with a microphone was with you, actually. Yep. Christina and I were in Nashville with my family for my sister's 30th birthday party. And after a day on Broadway Street, we ended the evening at your typical Nashville karaoke bar. However, it was a pretty intense setup. We had a stage that was probably 5 feet high. We had a full band behind us, and maybe 100 or so people out in the stands, or crowd, I guess, whatever you want to call it. And Christina and I walked up there and belted out one of our all-time favorite songs, Country Roads.
Yeah.
And I was thinking, as that performance was so strong, we do a little encore of that performance this evening. Let's all sing it here. Country road, take me on to the place I belong, West Virginia. Take me on, country road. I am so glad that worked. Thank you for singing.
Let's hear it for Matt, ladies and gentlemen.
But it was that weekend, that evening, whatever you want to call it, where I knew Christina would be the perfect fit in the Berry family. It was such a wonderful weekend that I just knew she'd be a wonderful fit in our family. Christina is incredibly kind, compassionate, and sincere. Her profession itself is very telling as to what she's all about. It takes a special person, as you know, to A, teach, and B, teach kindergartners. And I've loved hearing Christina's stories over the years as she talks about her kids as if they are her own. And she really is the perfect counterpart to Mike. The relationship has been wonderful to watch over the years. And I'd like to just raise a glass. Here's to this beautiful evening that we have tonight. Two incredible people. I wish you nothing but a lifetime of love and happiness. To Mike and Christina.